The Pedalboard Power Cable Kit gives any player the freedom to custom fit their pedal chain with up to 6 premium quality power cables. Plug in, power up, and play.
We're on stage now. We're talking to John first about his pedal board. John, take it away. Just kind of walk me through everything and
I'll try to walk you through everything. No,
briefly explain how you use this spaceship.
So I'm not really sure when I found this guy or when I was hipped to this, but there's a company out of England called Gig Rig, and they make this unit called the G2, which is it's a looping system whereby I have 10 individual loops listed here, and 14 banks or 14 channels and presets per bank. I can set things up so that I have bypassed all. You'll see as I scroll through the loops that certain lights will turn on and off. But I think we have 8 banks in this unit, which means 8 times 14 plus a hidden preset, 8 times 15 potential sounds throughout the course of a set. It uses MIDI. It has 2 stereo channels at the end. So there's really, it's a huge buffering system. It has a pre-gain and a post-gain. It has an individual tuner output and an individual volume and assignable volume pedal output. So I can put the volume pedal in between any 2 loops that I like to get the effects that I desire. So I basically have set up more or less one type of effect per 10 loops.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, so everything that Gina and I have is hand wired.
Okay.
We developed the schematic ourselves. We wired it ourselves. We use custom lava cables that we cut ourselves. And both of our pedal boards include pedals that I've designed and sell. So
with Philly Fuzz.
Yeah. So I think that as complex as this looks, it's the interesting thing about it, and the one of the most fun things about it is that it is, when you're looking at mine, when you're looking at Gina's, you're looking at something that we built by hand, and we designed to suit our needs specifically. That said, it does follow like sort of standard protocol for pedal ordering. So, for instance, when I have a bank switch here, which will light up and give me these 8 blinking lights.
Okay.
Any one of those banks is going to have the 14 presets plus a 15th, which is hidden. So let's say I'm on bank 1. Patch 1, which is my clean. Nothing's on. I've just got a little pre-gain and post-gain set so that I reach unity, and it's out of tune, but sounds great. And because, I don't know if you can hear this, but because the buffering is so robust, it really accents and highlights the sound of each pickup in the guitar. Now, I'm just going to run through this first bank of mine, which is, if I'm lost in a set, I just use this one because I know it the best. But my second thing, which you'll notice some of these have orange lights on those. These are designated as stomp box mode, which means I press that and it adds a pedal in. Oh. I press it again, it takes it out.
Gotcha.
Some of them are just presets, like the distortion will switch everything over to a distorted channel. So go. But if I want to add compression, if I want to add a low drive, off. If I want to add in I call it analog delay here, but it really is just a digital delay 3. I switch out my delays pretty frequently. Then my reverb patch has both my reverb, but this thing also does a little delay, so I'll cut that down. Okay, so there's my reverb, but it also happens to have my Digitech whammy in it, which doesn't make any sense to put a whammy and a reverb in the same spot. Just ran out of space. So.
Now, is that like something you use Digitech or the whammy for, like the ULA, that solo?
Yeah, with a little bit more heat on it, but
okay.
Then so then I've got my main distortion, which is the first channel in a double hot cake, followed by at this current moment an MXR Super Badass. And then I've got, oh, and incidentally, by double tapping any one of the non-standard or one of the presets will put me into my hidden bank preset, which I just have designated as the tuner. So now I'm tuning when I'm in between. My crush setting is the setting that has my infidel fuzz on it, so it's a little wilder sounding. Here's regular distortion. Here's crush. Then I have solo, which is usually a blend of a couple distortions and a delay. I really didn't mean to squeal that one. That was a mistake on my part. Sorry.
The unintentional squeal is always welcome.